Hello everyone, welcome to today's news charter. Today we'll be discussing some of the most important topics that were in the news today from prelims, mains, and also from interview perspective, which topics you need to analyze and how you should be focusing on these topics. What are all the important points you should be noting down? Everything will be discussed here. These were the important topics which we are going to discuss for today. First one, the privilege committee of the parliament. Then what privilege means, what is breach of privilege means. Then at present, there are a lot of problems going on in Ladakh. A lot of people are asking for inclusion of Ladakh in this schedule. We'll discuss about it. Section 6A of the Citizenship Amendment Act 1955, because there is a important case going on in the Supreme Court. Then Surrogacy Regulation Act 2021, again because an important case is going on. Then some important points from mains examination perspective, prelims examination perspective, also a mains practice question and how to write answer for it will be discussed. Let's start with the first one, privileges committee. People are aware that in the recent times, there is a case going on with the member of parliament, Mahua Moitra, because she has been accused of cash for questions by the ethics committee. At this time, when she was accused by the ethics committee, a lot of people told that this particular question should actually go to the privilege committee. So there was a little confusion about it. That's the reason we need to know about both. We need to know about ethics committee. We need to know about the privileges committee also. So what privileges committee means? These points which we are going to discuss today here, all of these points are important from your prelims examination perspective. But sometimes even in mains examination, you might get a question on committees. They have asked questions on committees. So we need to know from both prelims and mains point of view. First, about the compositions, totally 5 members are present in Lok Sabha. In Rajya Sabha, 10 members will be present. So privilege committee belongs to both Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. That should be remembered. Again, it is the members are nominated by the speaker. In case of Lok Sabha committee, in case of Rajya Sabha committee, they are nominated by the chairman. These points are extremely important from your prelims examination point of view. In Rajya Sabha, the deputy chairperson is the head of the committee. In Rajya Sabha, the deputy chairperson is the head of the committee. This point is extremely important because you might get such questions in prelims. So what is the basic function of the privilege committee? Basic function of the privilege committee is it examines every question involving a breach of privilege of the house or of the members or of any committee thereof who is complaining to the speaker or chairman. It makes suitable recommendations. But however, all these committees which we study about, all of them are recommendatory in nature. They cannot make a final decision. So it is the speaker who should be passing the final order. The speaker or chairman may refer to the committee any petition regarding the disqualification of a member. So, according to the disqualification of a member, if the speaker or a chair or the chairman want to have an idea of the experts, what they will do is they will refer it to the privileges committee. So this is what you should be knowing from prelims as well as mains examination point of view. From prelims point of view, you need to know what breach of privilege means. Breach of privilege means what is very important from prelims point of view. I'm telling you again. Rights, immunities, and exemptions enjoyed by the parliament or parliamentarians. Just because a person is the member of parliament, he gets certain rights, immunities, and exemptions. So you see that in parliament, specifically, when the sessions are going on, a lot of times what happens is people will come on the floor of the parliament. They will start shouting. In state assembly sessions, you can in several sessions you have seen this. People will start throwing out papers, causing all kind of ruckus and everything. But they cannot be accused of any crime. The action against them will be taken by the speaker only because they have the parliamentary privileges. And whatever actions they are doing, if it is against the privilege, actions will be taken against them, but it will be done by the speaker or the chairman only. This is what privilege of the parliament means. So what are all the things that comes under it? The things that come under this are freedom of speech, in Parliament and right of publication of its proceedings. These are the basic things which comes under parliamentary privilege according to Article 105. You should be knowing about it. A person who is in Parliament can speak anything, but just that it should not be against the privilege of a person, or it should not be defamatory in nature. Even if someone makes such arguments, the decision about it will be taken by the speaker only. When any of these rights or immunities are disregarded, the offence is called as breach of privilege, and it is punishable under the law of the Parliament. Notice is moved in form of a motion. So how breach of Parliament will be taken care of? First, a motion will be passed by any member who considers that his or her privilege is breached or the House's privilege is breached. They will move a motion, and if the motion is passed, then it will be considered as breach of privilege. A member may, with the consent of the speaker or the chairperson, raise a question involving breach of privilege. So all these points are extremely important from your prelims examination point of view. Why people of Ladakh are demanding their inclusion in 6th schedule? This particular topic is very important, not from prelims. From prelims, most probably, if you are getting any question, it will be about the status, the present status of Ladakh. It is a union territory, and whether Article 370 applies or not, these kind of questions can be asked, but generally they will avoid because it will become very easy. But from mains point of view, if they are asking question, they might ask the status of 6th schedule. What exactly 6th schedule means? What are the privileges enjoyed by the states of 6th schedule? These things you should be knowing very clearly. It's very, very important. 5th and 6th schedules are very important. So first thing, Article 244 of the Constitution. It is because of Article 244 we have the 6th schedule, because it talks about the interest and culture of the tribes. And we have two schedules. One is 5th schedule and then 6th schedule. 5th schedule is about scheduled areas. Totally 10 states are included under scheduled areas. 6th schedule is about the tribal areas in 4 specific states. You need to draw the diagram also if you are getting this question in mains. One is Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and Mizoram. These 4 states have these 4 states have tribal areas. So the reasons why Ladakh is asking for a separate schedule or inclusion of them in 6th schedule is because they tell that Ladakh has a very fragile ecology, and in the recent times tourism has been increasing to a greater extent, and the population of the tribals are very high. So because it has a fragile ecology, they need separate kind of governance. Because tourism is increasing and then it is a Himalayan state, we need to give them certain protection. And again, tribal population is also there. So why 6th schedule is demanded? Because in 6th schedule, the governor will have more power than the state. So the governor can treat the 6th schedule areas or autonomous districts in a separate way. So here the governor will call certain districts as autonomous districts or autonomous regions. Maximum of 30 members will be there who will take care of the district council. So the governor will first declare certain regions as autonomous districts, and in these districts there will be a district council which will have 30 members, and they are autonomous in nature. That means these district council will have legislative function, executive function, and judicial functions also. Governor may appoint certain number of people, which is totally 4 people. The governor may appoint members to serve at his or her pleasure. Other people in the district council will serve for a total of 5 years. So out of this 30 members, 4 members will be nominated by the governor and the rest will be voted by the people. And those people who are nominated by the governor can be removed anytime according to the wish and will of the governor. So these are all the important points you should be knowing from 6th schedule. What is section 6A of the Citizenship Amendment Act? You all know that in 1971, India and Pakistan went on a war. And in 1971, what happened? India-Pakistan war happened, and then By the end of the war, Bangladesh became a separate country. One of the major problem that happened at this time is from 1960s, the entire 1960s, if you see, a lot of people migrated from Bangladesh to India. And most of these people settled in Assam because Assam is a bordering state of Bangladesh. Here, a lot of problem happened because Assam itself is not a developed state. And when too many migrants, illegal immigrants will come and settle, we will have to take care of them too. So this will result in too much of economic exploitation. Because of this, the people started a struggle which became very violent in 1980s. In order to prevent such struggles, such internal security issue, the government came up with the Assam Accord of 1985. According to Assam Accord of 1985, the Indian government told that people who entered India between 1st January 1966 and 25th March of 1971 and who have been living in Assam would be allowed to register themselves as citizens of India. So why the government would do this? Why would they tell that these people who have come at this point of time can become citizens of India? They have told this because these people were persecuted by the Pakistani army and the Pakistani government. So they can come and they came because of no choice. So we are ready to give them citizenship based on all these concerns. However, foreigners who enter after 1971 will be considered as illegal immigrants. So they will not be considered as Indian citizens at all. Foreigners who have entered Assam before 1966 and has been ordinarily resident in the state would have all the rights and obligations of Indian citizens. So before 1966, who has come here, they will be given citizenship. From 1966 to 1971, whoever have come here, they can register themselves as citizens. However, people who have come here after this time period will not be considered as citizens. This is what the Section 6A of Citizenship Amendment Act tells. Surrogacy Regulation Act has been in news regularly. It is a very important topic from both prelims and mains examination point of view. First thing, from prelims point of view, you need to know what surrogacy means according to the law. Surrogacy is an arrangement in which a woman agrees to carry and give birth to a child on behalf of another person or couple. So, if a husband and wife are not in a position to have a child due to certain physical problems or health related issues, they can hire a surrogate mother. The surrogate mother will provide her womb for conceiving of the child. It will be based on in vitro fertilization, artificial reproductive techniques. Here, what they will do is they will remove the egg from women's body and then they will use the sperm from the male and they will fertilize it, which will result in an embryo. The embryo will be implanted back to the women's body so that the women will carry it. And once the delivery happens, the child has to be given to the couple who have hired the women for surrogacy. I hope you understand it. So, according to the Surrogacy Regulation Act of 2021, certain changes were done to the provisions. Earlier, they were hiring people for surrogacy, due to which a lot of exploitation were happening. For money, people were undergoing surrogacy. But according to this act, what we did is now, from now on, that is from 2021, people will not be able to hire someone for surrogacy. Surrogacy will be done only by certain people without getting any money. So, what are the provisions that you should be knowing about? A woman who is a widow or a divorcee between the age of 35 to 45 years, or a couple, they they should be legally married also. Only these kind of people can avail surrogacy. People who are between 35 and 45 years, who are already couple, who are already legally married, and they should be having certain physical problems due to which they can't conceive a baby. They can avail surrogacy. However, commercial surrogacy is completely banned, and they gave a term called altruistic surrogacy. Altruistic surrogacy means undergoing surrogacy without considering any commercial advantage. So commercially, doing surrogacy will become a punishable crime. At present, it is a punishable crime of 10 years or fine up to 10 lakh. According to the law, at present, we have only altruistic surrogacy, where a surrogate mother should be genetically related to the child. For example, if a woman is there who needs a surrogacy, he can go to his sister or cousin or someone in the family, a friend, these kind of things. Other than that, she cannot go to other person who are not at all related. Some important points from mains examination point of view. This particular topic is extremely important because World Meteorological Organization recently told that from 2011 to 2020, in this one decade, even though this decade was the warmest decade ever, it saw the lowest number of death because of extreme events, extreme climatic events. So why it is considered as the decade with lowest number of death? Because in this decade, the countries were adopting proper measures, proper disaster management measures, even though not with 100% efficiency, because we were able to warn the people on time, that is early warning system. And then because countries were able to cooperate between each other in a easier way because of the development of information and communication technology, the amount of deaths were reduced. So this point can be used in your mains examination in GS3 specifically. It's very, very important. Apart from that, other things also should be noted down. Whatever I have included here in the picture, you can include all these points in your answer also. Go through this very well. You can use it in your mains examination. So the mains question of the day: evaluate the performance of India with respect to disaster management in recent times. So what they are asking is two things. One, evaluate India's performance with respect to disaster management in the recent times, and then provide some suitable examples. So what should be the approach? First, you will write about the disaster management in India as an introduction, and then you will evaluate it. Evaluate means write the positives as well as the negatives. Give some examples. Examples can be from the most recent times. That is always advisable because in the question itself, they have given the term recent times. So it is always better if you are giving examples from the recent times, and just writing examples will not be enough. Examples of the recent disasters along with how India has managed them. So that is how you approach this question. Important point to note down from prelims examination point of view. There is a concept called small state syndrome. Small state syndrome means we have a lot of small states like Mizoram, Manipur, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Goa, etc. So if you see in all these states, whenever an election happens, the probability of winning the election lies mostly with those parties which have very good relationship with the central government, or the party which is the ruling party in the central government. The reason is very simple. The people consider that they being belonging to a smaller state, they think that it is better to vote a party which is already in power in the center, or a party which have very good relationship with the central government, so that it will be easy for them to get funds. It will be easy for them to adapt policies. So this is very bad for the health of the democracy, and this particular problem is known as small state syndrome. So that will be all for today. All the best. Study well. We'll meet tomorrow.